Hiya. Today I want to talk about something a bit more serious than I usually do. And this all started because I watched a TV show called Educating Yorkshire. And it's a TV show about a real school, and they filmed over a year, and basically they just show different aspects of what goes on in the school environment. And in one episode in particular, they showed a rift between two friendship groups, and one of them was the cool, popular, pretty people, the hierarchy of the social ladder, the people who were apparently at the top, and then the geeks or nerds or buffs, as they were getting called, who were sadly at the bottom. And it was about mainly a girl called Georgia and a boy called Jack Henry. And the episode started with them both having a fight. And the first thing that really annoyed me was the fact that on the TV show, when the teacher was asking what happened, Jack just told the truth. He said, "Yeah, I did fight with her, but she came up to me and started asking me questions about me saying things about her, which I don't like, so I have said things about her. But then she started going on about my mum. So I started, which, fair enough, he was honest. Georgia, on the other hand, said, well, he called me a slag, I think it was. He called me a slag, so I asked him about it, and then he just started on me, which is what she said to the teacher. But when there was no teachers there and the cameras were still filming, she said to her friend that she did start about his mum, and that's really why they had a fight, which really annoyed me, the fact that she'd got away with lying for one. Then, they kind of got the kids to, talk about the situation to the camera, and Georgia was just horrible, saying how they're like nothing because they're just quiet and get on with their work at school, and they're not cool, they're just geeks, no one cares about them. That was basically her attitude, and it was disgusting. I'm so angry thinking about her, and I'm just not happy with the way that those poor boys were treated. Then the Jack Henry and his best friend, who sadly I've forgotten the name of, sorry, they were basically talking about how they are quiet at school, but they enjoy it, and they just take it on, and they just want to get on and do their work and be happy, which was nice. I really related to them because I was part of that kind of group when I was at school. I was either in the geeky nerdy crew, or I was with the gothy moshers, whatever you want to call them, crew. And I kind of floated between the two, but it really made me think of some of my closest friends, and how if they were being treated that way, I would have probably stood up for them and got involved, which in the end they did. The punishments for this argument was that Jack had to go to anger management, and that Georgia was being put on some sort of watch for if she could go to prom or not. And then they ended up getting into another conflict, but Jack lashed out at a boy this time because he was backing Georgia up, and it ended sadly in Jack being excluded for a week, I think it was, or a few days, which of course would go on his permanent record, and all his friends were like, this isn't fair, you've ruined your chances of college or university over being bullied, which I agree with. I agree completely with those kids, and they all went to the headmaster and said, our friend does not deserve this, we want to stand up for him, and we want to show him our support, and we don't think he should get his punishment. And I was really inspired by that, because I feel like that would be the kind of thing I'd do, and if I was in that situation, I would hope it'd be something my friends would do too. But the Georgia, her punishment was she couldn't go to the prom. Yeah, that's all she got. Wow, she couldn't go to the prom, which fair enough. She really did care about it, but that's not ruining her education for the rest of her life. you know. And she was going on about how none of her sisters have finished school and she's going to be the first one. Like, it was just so weird. And every time she got in trouble, she'd ring her mum and try and get her mum to kick off, even though it was her own actions. And that really annoyed me because, like, Jack never got anyone else involved. He'd tell his friends and they'd be upset and raise their opinion like they did with the protest thing, but he never made his friends. In fact, he tried to stop his friends from protesting because he felt he deserved that punishment. That's how belittled he was in the situation. And I felt really sorry for him. I really related to him and I was on his side. And Georgia just thought she was the queen and it didn't really matter and she'd done the right thing. And she was saying to her mum, like, Mum, come in and kick off because they're not letting me go to prom. And I don't know if her mum did, it didn't show that bit. But I think that's just spoiled behaviour. And it just really brought me back to school. And I did get a bit emotional watching it because it was like seeing myself, seeing my friends in that situation all over again. And I hope that Jack came out of it a lot better off than Georgia did. Obviously, I don't know what's going on with him now, but I hope he's doing really well for himself. And I know it sounds mean, but I hope she at least regrets what she did at school and she thinks she needs to improve that attitude because it was awful. If I ever saw her in the street, I'd be like, you are an awful person. I mean, I know I'm much older than them, but it's just something that really gets to me. And sometimes I think maybe I should try and work with kids who get bullied or start some sort of like volunteering, but I think I'd be too biased and I'd be too angry about the situation. I'm really angry now. And I just think it's something that needs to be made aware of. The teachers tried to solve the situation, but they didn't. They didn't solve it well enough. I think they needed to get the two together and like listen to a conversation between them. And then that might have helped them understand. Because they say they like had CCTV and things, but you don't hear the words, do you? I think they needed to like listen to a conversation between the two. That's my personal opinion. And if I was some sort of bullying counsellor, I would have got them both in the room and said, right, I want you to both tell me what your problems are with each other. To each, right in front of everyone's faces. I think that's the best way. Because it's fair. And then you get like the opinions. Instead of the stories, you just get the pure opinion. And I just think bullying is something that needs to be tackled a lot more than it does get tackled. Because there's still like loads of stuff going on in schools, and you always hear stories about how people are ending their lives and things. So I think it's something I feel really strongly about just because I spent my entire like high school / secondary school bullied. I mean, let's face it. For one, I'm ginger. That was instant cannon fodder. Then after that, our first on uniform day, I came to school with black bondage trousers, the ones with all the chains and the bits on them, all big pockets, and a huge like floor length hooded, like big hood cardigan, black of course, and black lipstick, and like black around my eyes, kind of like no. And that was it. From that moment on, I was like the leader of the goths, some freak girl who was never ever going to be accepted. And at my school, it definitely wasn't dealt with properly. I look back at my school life now, and I wish that I was as confident then as I am now, and I would have said to the teachers what I really think of them, because I've got a lot to say about this issue. So I may do another video about it and talk more about my personal experiences, but for now I don't think I'm quite ready for that. And so I hope this sheds some light on my opinions of things, and I just needed to get it out there. I just had to have that rant, and I just hope that people realise it does get better afterwards. If you saw that and you related with it, trust me, my 2 years of college made me realise I am a confident person, I'm happy with myself, and I'm not going to start dressing normally, and I even undyed my hair. It took me a long time, that one. Like, I was 21 when I finally went back to being ginger. But I wish I'd never done it now. But I think I'm a better person for it. and I hope that you feel like if you need to talk about it, you can, because I didn't at the time. So, right, that's that serious rant over now, and I apologise for being really nasal and sniffly, and my voice is horrible because I'm quite ill at the moment, but I just had to get that off my chest. And I hope that people don't see me in a horrible light for saying all the things I've said on this video, but I do believe that the situation on that TV show could have been dealt with a lot better than it was. And maybe, you never know, I will become some sort of bullying counsellor. See you later.